Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Thanks for coming by today. What am I doing today? I'm going to start a new vlog for the week of Weird. I've posted day 1 and 2 already. Or at least they're uploading. Lord, I don't know. YouTube sometimes takes 20,000 hours to upload a video. But anyway, we're starting a new one. So today's Tuesday, so it's day 3 of the week of Weird. And yes, let's get right into some weird stuff, right? First of all, I just want to thanks again to those that are participating. Jason and I are really excited, really excited and thrilled about the participation and folks being excited and joining us. I don't know, you put these little events out into the world and you don't really know if people will be interested, but we're really jazzed about the response. So thanks. Just wanted to say thanks. So let's start with what I read today. And we'll go from there, okay? So, like I said, it's Tuesday. It was a work day for me, of course. But I listened to actually a lot of short things on audio today while I was at work. So, let's talk about them. So first up is the House on the Borderland. This is by William Hope Hodgson. Now, this goes way back. This story is from 1908. This was pretty good, actually. This was really good. Very trippy, but mind-bendy. Cosmic horror before cosmic horror was even called a cosmic horror, because this 1908, of course, predates, Lovecraft, or who we think of as sort of the inventor of, in a way, not inventor, but you know what I mean. Like, so the grandfather of cosmic horror, but this is very cosmic horror. And, essentially, we're following these 2 guys at the beginning of the story, and they're kind of off on traveling. They're off kind of out in the woods and wanting to go like camping and fishing and stuff like that. And they stumble onto this. It's like a shack or something. Anyway, they stumble on this. Basically, it's kind of like a manuscript or a diary or something like that. And they start reading it, and inside the tale is the tale that is the freaky tale. So they proceed to sort of read what's written in this book, and it is the tale of this house that is in the middle of nowhere, in the woods. So what can go wrong? House in the middle of nowhere. But this man lives there. That's my kid. I mean, we're both home from our day, so we're doing our relaxing things. He lives there with his sister and like their dog and their cat and stuff. And like weird things start happening, and it gets really weird. There's like a pit in the back of the house. There are these like pig-like creatures that are trying to get into the house. This house seems to really exist like sort of outside time and space. There's like travels to like space and beyond. Yeah, it goes to some places. And for a story written in 1908, it definitely gets really strange, and I really liked it. I liked it a lot. It has a language of being written in 1908. Sometimes that kind of stuffiness, but honestly, it was a good story. I think if you're interested in sort of the history of weird fiction origins and stuff, I think this story definitely seems to be a winner for me. Anyway. Excuse me. So after that, I had just kind of a few hours left of my work day, so I pulled up some short stories. So I listened to, I think, 4 in total of more of those short stories that are all part of this collection called Come Join Us by the Fire, which is something that Torn Nightfire put together. It is an audio-only collection that I'm listening to on Scribd. And as far as I know, it's audio. And I think, each particular story is available within like one of the author's collections, if you want to go that way. But they rounded up, I think it's about 30 stories or something total in the whole thing. So there's a lot there to choose from. It's mostly, I would say, horror, but there are some weird fiction writers, that are kind of under the collection too. So first up, I read a story by Lucy Snyder called That Which Does Not Kill You. This, I would say, is a bit more straight up horror. Slightly weird, I guess, though. There's a girl, I don't want to say too much because these are short stories, but the main character is Emily, and we meet her, and her heart has been cut out. And it has been cut out by her sort of ex named Ashley, because I think she's just been tired of her relationship, and so she's moving out to be with her new boyfriend, and the story goes from there, I'll say. And then I read Stemming the Tide by Simon Strantzis. Now, Simon Strantzis is very much an author of the new Weird, and someone I wanted to check out. And this story was excellent. We've got a couple. They are on their way to go to the Bay of Fundy, which is up in Canada, and it's known for its like outrageous tides that come in like at 20 feet tide. I don't know. It's a crazy amount of tide. I can't remember the exact number, but it's a real place, the Bay of Fundy. But anyway. But they're gone out there to like to go to the Bay of Fundy, and they kind of stay kind of like after hours. Most people they stay while the tide is out, and once the tide is starting to come in, though, like the place is locked up and like nobody's there, like the place closes. So they're the last people there, and they're basically locked inside because and then something is coming in with this huge tide at the Bay of Fundy, and it gets pretty dark, and it was a great story. I really liked it. And then I listened to When the Zombies Win by Karina Summer Smith, and it is a zombie story, but it's a story that looks at when the zombies win. So it says, when the zombies win, yada da 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 da. There's no more humans, and so the zombies just walk around, and it imagines the world, without humans, and when the zombies win, and what happens to them after that, right? It's pretty interesting because it's a different sort of perspective, right? Because most zombie stories, you're following people that are trying to survive, right? Yeah. And then the last one I read as part of that collection today was by Alyssa Wong, and this is called Rabbit Heart. Another excellent story. Really liked this story. It would make me want to read more from this author for sure. Basically, there's this guy who, he doesn't bring people back to life, but people that have died, they're brought to this man, and he basically like creates this person anew using like stem cells from rabbits and things like that, and a new version of this stuff that he sort of creates like in his lab or something. And the Zhang family shows up with their young son who is dead, and this man is like, he's pretty much, it looks like he was beaten to death, and so at the end of the story, it's like he has some words for the Zhang family, and it was super interesting, really dark, and yeah, really great. So far that collection for me has been really good. And so then after that, I started a new one because I had a lot of time. So I started The Hearing Trumpet by Leonora Carrington. I previously read Leonora Carrington's short story, and so I want to read more for sure. And so this one sounds really kind of absurd and bizarre, and maybe an hour into it, if an hour, and probably not even that. But our main character is named Marianne Leathersby, really cool name, and she's like 92 years old, and she lives with her family, and she doesn't have any teeth. She makes a point of knowing that she doesn't have any teeth, but she can eat just fine without her teeth. And a friend of hers gifts her a hearing trumpet, those old school like hearing trumpet things, yeah. And she overhears her family that she lives with, like her son and, no, I don't know, if it's her son or daughter, whatever, it doesn't matter. And that they're like going to send her to a home, like an institution, because she's like, she gets on their nerves and it gets in their way and stuff. And she overhears this, and she's like talking to her friend, like, what's am I supposed to do? And so I think where the story goes from here, she ends up going to wherever this home is, but this home is really strange and surreal and kind of wacky. So I am interested to see what happens to dear Marion. And I really like reading characters from like an elderly perspective, and I think Marion is going to be a hoot. I think she's going to be super fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to reading more Leonora Carrington. I think I mentioned before that I know her mostly from her paintings. I'm trying to cycle some through here maybe, but I can remember. But because we definitely, I studied her, of course, when I was in art school, but really, again, surreal type of paintings that I was always really drawn to. And I don't even think I knew that she was a writer, back then, really until more recently. So So yay. And that's it for my day. So I read a lot of short things, but it's been a fun day. And so tonight, I don't know, I'll figure out dinner. I'm not actually feeling very well at all, I'm gonna be honest. My allergies are just killing me right now. I got kind of a headache, so. But we'll see. We'll see where the evening takes us. Gotta think about dinner again. All right, I'll check in later. Bye. All right, let's do a little check-in. It's still Tuesday night, but I'm about to go to bed. I was like, what am I doing? Yeah, so I read a couple stories this evening. I pulled a couple more from the Big Book of Weird here, this huge floppy book, and I read The Summer People by Shirley Jackson, which was amazing. What an awesome story. Holy cow. It's just, okay, so we've got this couple. They're, you know, middle age, maybe a little older than middle age. Well, probably a little bit older because they've got their kids are grown and have kids of their own. So they usually spend the summer at this, you know, at their little summer cottage. And, you know, after the summer, they always go back to New York City, and that's what they do. They come to their summer cottage for the summer and back to the city for the winter. They're like, yeah, this year, let's just stay. Let's stay at our summer cottage for a little longer because, you know, the weather seems nice and we don't really need to rush back to the city and all these good things. And maybe they shouldn't have. Maybe they should have left, right? Maybe they shouldn't have stayed. And it's a short story, but it is still also a slow burn because things just sort of all of us slowly like don't make sense, you know, or little things happen, and then the ending hits and you're like, holy shit, it's so good. Holy moly, that book or that story. I'm tired. Whoa, that was good. It was so good. It was really good. Shirley Jackson, y'all. Okay, then I squeezed in one more because what the hell? It's a week of weird. Well, I got a week. So I read The Dark by Karen Joy Fowler, also from here. And this was definitely good too. It was definitely weird. How to explain it? Again, because it's short stories, but there's mentions of like the bubonic plague still popping up sort of in our present time. A little pocket in for some reason around the Yosemite Park area. Bits in Vietnam during the Vietnam War. And we're following this guy who's kind of tracking down plague, you know, that's what he does is he tracks down plague. And when was this written? Does it say? It says it towards the front of the book. But anyway, I was trying to see if Vietnam was, I should have looked earlier, but I was trying to see if Vietnam was, the war was on during this, when she was writing this. But anyway, there's this thing about tunnels, like in tunnels in Vietnam, and like people getting like tunnel vision, and like loads going crazy, and like rats in the tunnels get that are spreading the plague. So no, this was written in 1991. So no, it wasn't during the Vietnam War. But anyway, it's a hard one to explain. It's when you just gotta read. But it was good. It was good. With the Summer People. Best thing I read today, maybe? Yeah, that was pretty good. I did like, you know, The House on the Borderland, but this one, it was pretty good. All right, so day 3 is under wraps. I'll see you tomorrow, where we'll see what, you know, what we get into for day 4 for a week of weird. All right. Good night. Good morning. It's what's today? Wednesday morning, and it's cold. I just got a cold snap here again. So I'm a little over the cold mornings, you know. But let's have a good day. All right, let's check in. I'm home from work. So it's still Wednesday. And at work today, I listened to a couple things. Yeah, I listened to a couple things. So I did finish up The Hearing Trumpet by Leonora Carrington. And this was a lot of fun, actually. It is very strange, but I'd say it leans more to the lighter side of strange. It's more kind of absurd, nonsensical, a little zany kind of more type of story than like dark and weird, you know. It's a light and fun weird book, very sort of surreal at times, and yeah, it's definitely strange. And I think I mentioned in a previous clip kind of what it was about this elderly woman who is sent to live in a home, and so basically, you know, she gets sent there, and then there's like sort of a group of characters that are living at the facility, and all of a sudden this new ice age comes in. There's like some goddesses, and like the elderly people the elderly women at the home are like the only humans left. So I mean, you know, kind of redemption, and really, you know, I think at the heart is of course how we treat our elderly, and how we sort of, some societies anyway, definitely here in the US, and I think probably in the UK where Leonora Carrington is from, but you know how, you know, we just kind of stuff our old people in old homes and kind of forget about them because they're no longer useful, or they get on our nerves, or they're too much to take care of, blah, 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 blah. So there's definitely a bit of at least for me, I felt that coming out of reading that. And then it's just full of wild stuff. So if you're looking for something, I'd say kind of more on the fun side, you know, a bit kind of just zany, wacky, I would recommend it. Yeah, it was fun. So, and then I started an audiobook for Born by Jeff Vandermeer. This was on my TBR for the week, excuse me. And I didn't know if I was going to get to the audiobook though, because lo and behold, don't you know, somebody has been listening to it. So I didn't know if my whole would come in time, but it came in. So, so I started that, you know, just a couple hours into it, and I'm already loving it. I am loving this book so far. I am loving Born, the character Born. I'm just in love. So, and the audiobook has one of my favorite audiobook narrators, Bonnie Turpin. I love her so much, and she's done a fantastic job with this. So I'm excited. So I'm going to finish. Hopefully I'll finish this tomorrow. I gotta take my son to an appointment in the morning. That's gonna cut into my audiobook time, but yeah, hopefully finish it up tomorrow. Or I'm no rush, whenever I finish it. But anyway, that's kind of my day. So, like usual, let's get dinner rolling and see where the evening takes us. All right. Not me spending money on silly things that make me happy. Da 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 da. Gotta get the Target exclusives. Finally made it to Target. I hardly ever get there. And then sometimes when I go to Target, they don't have the K-pop albums. Are all sold out. So today I hit pay dirt. It was just a color out of space, a frightful messenger from unformed realms of infinity beyond all nature as we know it, from realms whose mere existence stuns the brain and numbs us with the black, extra-cosmic gulfs it throws open before our frenzied eyes. That was pretty great. So I just finished Color Out of Space by H.P. Lovecraft. I'm in the car. I'm waiting for my kids in his occupational therapy and speech therapy. And yeah, I finished up Color Out of Space, and it was good. Yeah, it was really good. I've only read maybe 3 or 4 H.P. Lovecraft stories before, and they're kind of hit or miss. Gosh, words. But Color Out of Space was more like, a lot of people like Color Out of Space, you know. So I wanted to get to that one for the week of weird, and yeah, it was a good one. It was really good. So this meteorite crashes into the skies. You know, this guy's like farmland or whatever, and pretty soon things start happening around the farm. You know, crops start dying, things turn to like ash gray, and people start dying, and things get weird, and there's a weird color emanating from the well. Yeah, so yeah, it was good. It was really good. So yeah. So I'm not really sure what I'll get into this evening, and we do want to watch some Mandalorian tonight, because we watched that, so I'll do that. Yeah, I'll check in later. All right, let's do a little check-in. I read one of the stories from The New Weird, which is this, anthology, and I read The Lizard of Ooze by Jay Lake, and this one was really flippin' cool and very weird. Very weird. Essentially, this world that exists, it's in America though, because this does take place in Kentucky, but what exists are almost these like subterranean cities, and they're called the Dark Towns, and they live, like I said, they're underneath, like Kentucky's mentioned, like where this particular town or city, underground city, which is called Ooze, is like New Orleans is mentioned, and I think Phoenix is mentioned, and so Ooze exists under what is Kentucky, and there's like the above ground, which they call like the land of maps or something like that, and then there's these underground places. So Ooze is like it's a little city, and there's these different little cities that make up these underground areas, and some of them are not friendly to each other. It's the whole thing. I mean, it's a thing. And basically our main character is kind of this like defender of Ooze. He has like these swords, and this sort of outsider shows up, and he has like some information, and so he decides that he should probably go take him to see the Lizard of Ooze. The lizard is this sort of large lizard being that lives in the depths, down into the depths underneath Ooze, and it goes, I don't know, but it's like super interesting and very weird, and making me want to read some more Jay Lake. That's for sure. So that was a good one. And I think that's gonna do it for me for tonight. I'm not feeling my best. Allergies are just kind of killing me right now. I did not finish Born today like I'd wanted to. The day got away from me. So hopefully tomorrow while I'm at work. I actually didn't make it into work today, so yeah, things popped up today. But tomorrow's Friday. Yay. So I think I'll end this vlog here, because it, spans a couple of days, and then of course we'll have kind of the Friday, Saturday to wrap out the week of weird. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right, bye.